Thank you. What is the shortest word in the English language that contains the first 6 letters of the alphabet? A, B, C, D, E, F. Feedback. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our honored guests. Feedback is a powerful word, not just because it has the first 6 letters in the alphabet. Where did it come from? Feedback, you might be interested to know, for those who are engineers or anybody else interested in the word etymology, feedback actually came from the use of microphones. When they began using, they had the sound coming in, and they found that it would sometimes come back to the receiver and create this feedback loop. And so that was actually the feed coming back. And there was 2 words for a while. And then it started to be combined as one. And now we use it as a means of providing counsel, advice, and giving it back to the person that spoke. Toastmasters has an opportunity every meeting to receive feedback. Think of all the different ways. We have, of course, the evaluators, which I look forward to receiving my feedback later today. And then we have our general evaluator, very typical feedback. But we also have what I think might be not assumed feedback. For example, our timer, the opportunity to recognize how far we're going in our speech and how far we've gone. We also have our awe counter, a very specific feedback related to our ahs and ums. We also have the grammarian, an opportunity to get feedback around a specific aspect of our speech, such as how we put the words together in the grammatical phrasing. And all throughout our meetings, we have these opportunities to receive feedback. What a great opportunity it is. But it doesn't come without its challenges. Giving feedback can be difficult. I have found that to be my own experience. My very first time in this room, right in Elena's seat, I got to be grammarian. I was so excited. Grammarian the first time, how am I going to do this? I was a little nervous. And then all of a sudden, I'm writing down all these problems with the grammatical phrasing. I'm writing down all the errors that I'm hearing. And I think and realize at the end of this meeting, I have to tell all these Toastmasters how horrible their word was with all the errors they had. No worries. I got up and spent about a minute explaining and apologizing and justifying that this is just my opinion. Don't worry, please don't be offended, yada, yada, yada. And then went into the corrections. Well, thankfully, we had a great general evaluator that day. And he stood here and he said, when you give your feedback in Toastmasters, don't apologize. We are here to learn and to grow, and jump right into your evaluation and just jump into it. And that was great feedback for me. And that was a challenge, to be able to get over it. Bill Gates once said, we all need feedback. That's how we improve. And Toastmasters is that opportunity to improve. There was a basketball coach that said, don't worry when the coach is yelling at you. Worry when he stops yelling, because that's when he's given up. Be grateful for the feedback. It means somebody cares. No matter how many times they may nag, they may elbow, they want to help. And what a great blessing that is to be able to receive that encouragement, that guidance, and the insightfulness to do better. It's through feedback that we are able to improve. What's amazing is we don't know what we don't know. And so we need that outside insight to be able to learn and then develop. Feedback is not just a Toastmasters thing. Think about all the other areas where you receive feedback. When I thought about this, I realized there's not as many opportunities to receive feedback. Well, at work, I have an annual review. So I guess once a year, I'll buck up and listen to feedback. That's a pretty slow progress. So look for opportunities, conversations with friends, ask for feedback. And again, Toastmasters creates that environment where we're able to come together and encourage each other to receive that feedback in a supportive and a helpful environment. When we think about all the different opportunities that we have, think about the ways that we've grown. I talked about my first time as grammarian. My first time as awe counter also helped me grow. When we receive feedback, we need to make sure we receive it well. An ancient African proverb says, focus on what was said, not on who speaks. I gave the awe count. I was dropping those marbles. I thought I was doing all right. It was my first time. Well, this general evaluator, he got up. He didn't give quite as helpful advice. He said, our awe counter today, I think, should get a book out of the library. It's called Awe Counter for Dummies. I can't even say the titles. Well, I got a little thing for him. I went to the library. There is no book, Awe Counter for Dummies. But I thought that was rough. But I looked at his feedback and said, well, can I do better? Yes, I can. And I moved on and I stayed in Toastmasters, thankfully. So look at the opportunities we have for feedback. Not just in Toastmasters, but throughout life. Not just professions. We also have an interesting thing of our bodies. What feedback are they giving us? What is life giving us? Maybe I need to go to bed earlier. Maybe I need to get more sleep. Whatever it may be, exercise, food, listen to all the opportunities for feedback. When we do this, we improve, we grow, and we find beyond ourselves the opportunity. Listen to the feedback around you and get as much as you can. And that is the power of feedback.